to give a special NailHoliday shout out to Exotica's Empire, Queen Miss Chris, Barbie G, and April Shorty for being the first one to comment on my last video. Hey y'all, welcome back and welcome if you're new. My name is Sheena, and if you haven't already, please hit the like and subscribe button, and let's go ahead and get into today's set. So the tips I'm using are Makart's XXL square tips, and I'm also using Princess Pink Happy Gel from Nail Couture. So these tips, man, like, I just don't like them because they're super bulky. So the design I did today, I liked it, but I felt like it would have looked better on a coffin nail, just because I'm a coffin girl. I feel like it would have looked better on my hands anyways with a coffin. But I looked through my nail tips and there's a lot of shapes I don't use, and I feel like I need to use them. Like, I purchased these tips like for the versatility to sometimes have a square and then have a coffin, but square is not for me. Like, I need to find a square that has no C curve. I think that's the problem. I feel like every square tip that I have has a C curve, and it's just so massive sometimes, like really curved, and I don't like that. So that's gonna be a project of mine this week. I'm just gonna look around because I like to overly look before I buy certain things, because I don't like buying things and then I end up not liking them, because right now I have a drawer full of like square tips that like I may use them, but I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just looking around and try to find me some non-C-curve square nails, and I feel like I will love square nails at that point, because Makart actually does have a tip that I like. I think I'm gonna look and see, but if they still have their like full cover XXL square tips, I'm for those. But I want some half cover tips too that are really nice as far as like with the shape. So I'm just doing all this talking, y'all, and I already got into it. But if you're a subscriber to the channel, you know what I'm doing, because I do this really often. This is like my main product that I do like to use on my channel because it just works for me. So I'm taking Princess Pink and I'm doing the 2-beat method on the nails. So for this, I'm only going to show 2 nails because all of the nails are basically going to be Princess Pink, which is the base color for the set. So I applied the Polygel from the nail tip where the nail and the natural nail tip and the natural nail meet all the way to the free edge. And then I'm using my Polygel brush and some slip solution, which is, it's 91% isopropyl alcohol, and I am just blending it now. But when I first started, I like to pat it all over the nail, making sure it does touch all of the sidewalls, and then I'll go back in like now and just kind of like smooth everything out, make sure my sidewalls are nice and straight, the free edge. Just make sure the nail is really nice before curing, because Polygel allows you that time to be able to get a pretty nice nail. So when you go into file shape and buff, you don't have much to do. But I'm going to let you watch me finish smoothing the nail out. And again, I do give that a 30-second care. So again, I squeeze the Polygel from where the nail tip and the natural nail meet to the free edge. I'm now going in and patting it all over the nail, just ensuring that it is covering everything really, really nicely. And then once all of the sides are touched with the Polygel, I go back in and start to smooth everything out. I'll let you watch me do the first speed on my middle finger. So we're on day number 1 of my 14 days of Valentine's Day nail sets that I wanted to do, a new series I wanted to start this year and years going forward because I just love Valentine's Day so much. So I decided to do 14 days worth. So you'll see me for the next 14 days every day creating a simple Valentine's Day set just to celebrate the holiday itself, and I hope y'all enjoy. With these nails, I actually was like over applying the polygel too because they're so bulky. I just wanted to make sure I had enough polygel to cover the nail. But I did make it work. I did try to blend. I don't like wasting polygel. So like if I add too much, I try to figure out how to like blend it. Because once you get the polygel onto your nail, kind of like set, it's really easy to get it to like move where you want it and stay depending on the polygel itself as well. So NailHoliday's polygel consistency is like in between. So y'all know I like a little bit of a firm polygel, but it's very soft, but it's not too soft. It has some stability to it because you can still put this where you want it and it would stay in place as well. Now for the second bead, I apply it up by the cuticle, and then I try to leave the center of the bead a little high, but I'm going around. I've started with the cuticle to make that nice and flushed. And then now I'm going to go ahead and blend this bead into the first already cured bead. I did not like the second bead on the index, so off camera I did go in and adjust that to my liking to make sure everything was nice and smooth. But I'm going to go ahead and let you watch me do my index cuticle bead, and then I'm going to do my middle finger cuticle bead, and I'll be back for the next step. And this is what the nails look like after just application. A bit wonky to me, but it is what it is. And then this is how they look after being file shaped and buffed. A lot better, but to me still very bulky. So for the set, I'm going in with Magic Night. And all of these are Madam Glam gels. I'm going in with Scorpio Season. I'm also going to be using Astral Projection. I'm going to be using Mahalo, which is a fave of mine. And last but not least, I am going to be using September Skies. So I'm doing another Valentine set, very simple. And I'm basically just doing the same design, but going from like darker to light. So I'm starting with Magic Night or Magic Times, y'all. I can't even remember. The first gel I'm going in with, and I am creating a French tip on my thumb. So it was in between this one or the next one. I was very confused as to which one looked darker because I did want it to go from like dark to light, but this one worked. So typically I create my smile line, and then I take that nail art brush and I make sure to do my sides, and then like where that line is, I make sure to fill all of that in, like pretty much go on top of that smile line before I start using the actual brush from the gel polish, because I just want to make sure that everything is precise and like I don't go over that line that I've already created. So that's basically what I'm doing here, just trying to fill in everything. I had to apply more of the polish to my little palette, so that's what I was doing then. But I'm going in and just, like I said, filling in all of that area first, and then going in with the actual brush from the gel polish and finishing the tip, and then I'll give that a 30-second care. So now I'm going in with Scorpio season, doing the same thing. Now on my index, which was a bad time to think about it because I did like a regular fringe on my thumb, so I had to change it. But on my index, I was saying in my mind I wanted some deep fringes because I do like how they look. They look really nice. But again, after I mapped everything out and filled it all in off camera, I did go ahead and just do a typical fringe just because the thumb was already done and it was not like a deep fringe. But that would have been cute. I think it would have been really cute with like a deeper fringe, but they came out cute either way. So I'll let you continue watching me apply the gels to my fingers because it's basically the same thing, so there's really not much to say. I hope that everyone is having an amazing morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you may be. And I just want to say thank you so much to anyone that does take their time to watch my videos. I appreciate it so, so much. If you're watching now and you're enjoying the content, I would love it if you would like the video, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss any of my future sets. If you're new to my channel, welcome to the Nail Addict family, and I do thank you so, so much for joining me on my journey. It really means a lot to me that you decided to join little old me. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And if you've been subscribed to the channel, then you already know what time it is. I love you guys so, so much, and I'm just so thankful and grateful for all of the love and support that I get from each and every one of you. It just means a lot. Just placing a like on the video would mean the world to me. Like, you don't have to comment. I would like it if you comment, because my goal this year is to make sure I respond to any and every comment on all of my videos. So this year will be a lot better in that department, because last year I was going through a lot, and so I did miss a lot. Like, I always had to do my first 4 for sure, because I love to give my shout outs before every video. But like, other than that, I was really like not there for it. Like, it was too much going on. And if y'all only knew the half, then you would understand. We all have life, you know, that we go through. And so, but I felt great. And I just know this year is going to be amazing. So leave those comments so we can get a conversation going down below. But again, I just appreciate each and every one of you. So now I'm going in with my Model 1's top coat, and I'm top coating over all of the nails. And I'm going to give that a 30-second cure. So the design I'm doing today, this made it difficult. Me actually using a glossy top coat to do the design on top. But I wanted my background to be glossy. I think that with certain designs, doing an embossed set over glossy looks really, really nice. And I can say that I definitely loved how this set right here came out. Now, one important tip when you're doing this, if this is what you chose to do, you want to make sure you're top coating the entire nail. So don't miss any portion or anything like that, because when you're going in to pour over that acrylic, it's definitely going to stick to whatever is not top coated. And I'm saying that because on my index, I made a mistake, and I guess I felt like I went over the entire nail, but there was one side I guess I missed. So when I went to pour over, you could see like why it stuck to the gel, but it doesn't look horrible. I just want to disclaim that for those of you, again, who would like to try a design like this, just make sure that the nail is properly top coated. Otherwise, it is going to stick in any area that is not top coated. So getting it all top coated here for you. So again, the design is really simple, straight to the point. I practically just did this in my last video, although the nail that I did it on was matte. The only difference is that it is now glossy, and we are, it's glossy. And we are doing it over a French tip instead of a whole nail. So I'm basically doing what I did, like I said in the previous video. I just wanted to see it in this capacity. So with French tips from a darker color to a lighter color. And I was really in between and indecisive on what color to use. I knew I didn't want to do pink because that's very typical when you're doing a Valentine set. I was kind of thinking about red because I do have 5 different reds that I actually could have put into play on the nails, but I wasn't too sure about that. I went with myself again and said I could do greens, different greens from dark to light. But I did get opinion on that, and they were like, no, not green. But I feel like green would have been cute too, because it's different. You know what I'm saying? I like to be a little different when doing the typical design. So like Christmas and Valentine's. Christmas, you know, it's like red, green, gold, silver. Like, you know, the typical Christmas shades is what, you know, people gravitate towards, but I like to be different. I can do a Christmassy set, but make it pop with a little color. And I like to do the same with Valentine's. So I don't always want all of my sets to be red, pink, white, you know, so I'll throw a blue in. I always throw a blue in for sure when it comes to Valentine's. Purple, you know, is another one. But I just like to be out there. Like, I'm thinking if I should do a yellow design. Like, I like to be different, but it is still embodying whatever is going on. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like it's cute. But I'm basically just doing this over all of the nails. And again, it was very hard to see where I was placing these hearts, where I was placing the dots. It was very, very hard to see over the glossy nail, but they came out so cute, so it was worth it. I just had to like really like pay attention and look, because it was so glossy and shiny that the gel, being that it's the same color, just kind of seeped into it, like you really couldn't see it. But again, they came out okay. And then this is what it looks after I pour over. Not so bad, but this was the nail where you can see on the side, I didn't top coat all the way. So once I cured that and came back and dusted it off, yeah, that whole side was embossed. And it wasn't bad. You couldn't really tell. So I just kept with it. And I'm just repeating the same thing. Each finger is going to have the color that is on the bottom, on top with the hearts. I do the hearts first. And then I do the dots in between. For my hearts, I use my dotting tool, make two dots side by side, and then pull that gel into the shape of a heart. And I'll let you watch this nail. And I'm not going to show another nail because I just feel like it's really repetitive and it's just different colors that we're doing. So I'm just going to show the two nails and then I'll be back with the final look. Off camera, I did apply some cuticle oil and I hope you enjoy. And here is the finished set. Again, I feel like they were so cute. Like, I love the concept. I love the fact that they were blue. That was like a plus for me as well. But comment down below and let me know what you think of this set. And if you've made it this far into the set, I would love it if you would like, comment, and subscribe. And hit your post notification bell so you don't miss any of my future sets. I thank y'all so much for joining me today. And I'll see you in my next one. Remember to be the very best you that you can be. And much love to you all.